Hello students, hope you are doing good. I couldn't make any video since few days because I was really tied up with environmental engineering live class, and today we completed the syllabus also. Okay, so the main purpose of making this particular video is I need to share two information. So the very first information is the students are asking about the live demo classes. So ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕಂತ. So that is the reason I am making a very short video on this and I will be uploading, so that it will be easy for you to take the decision of joining the live class, so that whether you will be really comfortable in the live classes or not ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. And another information what I want to share is, and tomorrow at 11:30 I will be coming live over YouTube. So wherein we will be discussing about all the exams like PGCET, upcoming GATE exam and any of the competitive exams notifications which we can expect and how to prepare for them. And along with that, some of the students are also asking lot of questions with respect to cryptocurrency also. So whatever the doubts you are having, how to trade, which app you have to install, how much money you can invest, and in which of the cryptocurrencies you can invest. So ಅದು ಏನು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಐತಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅವೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಏನಾದರೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಮೀ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್. And along with this, I want you to share this video with your juniors also, so that we are expecting the PGCET notification very shortly, and within 2 to 3 months the PGCET exam can also be conducted. So we will be discussing about that as well, and further I will be making few more videos on how to make the short notes of any of the subjects. And if you want me to make videos on any of the topics, let me know frankly. And after few days I will be starting bridge engineering in our regular live class, and regarding this I will be sharing the information after few days in YouTube itself. And whatever the plans the Sandpoint is having for the students in upcoming days, all that I will be discussing over live session tomorrow. So see you at 11:30. Hello students, let's start with the new chapter in environmental engineering, that is water treatment. So in previous chapter we studied about various quality parameters of the water, like physical parameters, chemical parameters and biological parameters. So our parameters ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, by conducting various experiments we got to know certain values for all those parameters like TDS, color, then hardness, alkalinity. So avella values now find out madidvi, and there are certain permissible values suggested for all those individual water quality parameters. So if the water whichever they want to supply for the domestic usage, if they are above than that of the permissible values, then we have to treat that water first. So our water in a straight away supply ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. The simple reason is that affects our health. And this procedure, whatever the water will go through further, that is called as water treatment. And this water treatment is done in various stages. Okay, so there are 9 to 10 stages where the same quantity of the water has to pass on, so that at the end we will get very much pure water, and that water will be supplied for the domestic purpose. Okay, so now I have listed the 10 different stages, and I will be explaining very much superficially, because after understanding the superficial meaning of all these 10 different methods, we will be understanding in detail of each and every method. So first method is the screening. Screening andrena certain meshes will be there where the raw water is allowed to enter into that from the intake structure. Here we consider river as the main source of the water, and as the river is the surface water, so there are high chances of pollution of this water, and there will be like lot of water bottles, plastic bottles or plastics, clothes and plants material like roots, leaves, branches and all, mud. So ivella particles irtavu. So all those particles have to be removed first before actually entering the water into the various water treatment procedure. So this process is called screening. And the very next process is aeration. So air ಅನ್ನು allow ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ water sample ಒಳಗೆ or the quantity of the water ಒಳಗೆ, so that whatever the undesirable gases are there which causes certain smells or if there are any volatile liquids, oils or organic matter, all of them will be removed in this aeration process. So na modala ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ I won't be discussing in detail, just ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬರಬೇಕು ಕಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಮರಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್. So after aeration, the water will go into the sedimentation tank. So sedimentation tank andre ena, a tank will be there and the water will be having lot of suspended particles in that, where the water is allowed to stand still for some time. So when it is allowed to stand still, so whatever the sediments are there, they will come and settle in the bottom, which we call it as sludge, and we remove that from the water. So this process is called as sedimentation. But next process is coagulation and flocculation, that is coagulated aided sedimentation. So illi enagirati, the particles which are little heavy, they will come and settle in the bottom, but some of the particles which are very light, so they will not come and settle in the bottom. So because of which we add certain coagulants. So coagulants andrena, very popular coagulant alum aiti. So when you add alum in the water, then they will cause flocculation among all these particles, because of which the size of the particles increases and they will come and settle in the bottom. Correct? Next, so after this the water will enter into the various filtration tanks. So nimdu istella process agu gurda, lot of purification is already done. So this filtration acts as a finishing step. So still more finer ಏನು ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, that is removed in this filtration. So there are various methods which you will be studying later. Then after this the water will enter into various disinfection tanks. So disinfection andre ena, so whatever the microorganisms are there, harmful bacteria are there, so those will be removed in this disinfection process. So mainly we add chlorine here. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ. Okay, so all this like various disinfection procedures and all we will be studying here, and this process is the must process, that is the compulsory process. E process ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು in water treatment you can never skip it. Okay, yakandra because we have to, in the previous process and all, we are not taking care of organic matter as well as bacteria present in that, but disinfection ಒಳಗೆ we try removing them. ನೀವು ಎಂಥ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡ್ರಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಲಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್, ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ ಇವು ಯಾವ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎನಿ harmful bacteria in this. So after this the water enters into the water softeners. That is, this we will do only if the hardness of the water is too much high, then only we will go with the softener, water softening, wherein we will try reducing the hardness of the water. Then the remaining three, these three are the not compulsory process, that we will go for deferrization only if the iron content is more, that is for the iron removal. Because ನೀವು water quality parameters ಒಳಗೆ ಕಲ್ತೀರಿ, if the iron content is more than 0.1 milligram per liter, that causes color problem for the water. Okay, hence we have to remove this water, which is done by deferrization method. Next one is defluoridation. So same way we will try removing the fluoride content in the water. So you have studied in the previous chapter ki if the fluoride content is 1 milligram per liter, then it is good for health, because it covers your teeth, which will prevent the entry of the food material into your teeth. That is, it prevents the decay of the teeth. So 1 milligram antu compulsory irlebeku. But if it is more than 1 milligram, that is if it is around 1.5 milligram, something like that, then that leads to dental fluorosis. ನಿಮ್ದು ಹಲ್ಲು ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಂಟಲ್ ಫ್ಲೋರೋಸಿಸ್, which wherein your teeth will become weak. And if it is more than 5 milligram per liter, then that will lead to bone fluorosis. So because of which you have to maintain the fluorine content 1 or less than 1 milligram per liter. So adarkinta ಹೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ then we will go for fluoridation, else we will not go for these two process. Next is, if the salt contents are more in the water, then we have to go for desalination, that is removal of the salts. So I told you in the beginning only that these are not the compulsory process, but till here is there which we have to study for the water treatment. So now let's start with the first treatment procedure, that is screening. So screening ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಿ, certain meshes ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೆಶ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗೈತಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, they get stuck and only the pure clean water will enter into the water treatment. So this helps in removing the heavier suspended particles from the water. And there are two types of screens. One is coarse screen and the another one is fine screen. So what is your coarse screen? So coarse screen olaga spacing here will be more. So that is called as coarse screen. Fine screen olaga spacing here will be very less. That is the aperture will be very small. This is called as fine screen. So general meaning idu. So here these are called as bars. So even kanakatavala nimu vertical horizontal, they are bars where the spacing of them should be equal to around 20 mm to 100 mm, and the diameter of the bars iden circular diameter iratla of around 15 to 25 mm irati, and the bars are usually kept inclined. So ಮೇಲಿನ ಫೋಟೋನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು, so the bars are kept usually inclined so as to increase the surface area, and the cleaning is done using jaw shaped instrument. So jaw shaped instrument ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗ, something like this. Okay, so ಈ type one instrument ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. So ಇದರಲ್ಲೇ cleaning is done. So this process is called as racking. Okay, so it can be done either manually or mechanically. So jaw shaped ಈ type ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಒಂದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. So ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ whatever the particles are there, that will be removed. Now coming to the fine screen. So fine ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಿ, apertures are very small. So usually in the water treatment, first they will place the coarse screen, after that fine screen. Illandre sometimes they can place even two coarse screen also, and then they can place the fine screen. So it is formed with a wire mesh. So fine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ wire mesh ನಿಂತ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ, where the opening size is less than 10 mm. Okay, so ನೀವು fine screen ಅನ್ನು ಮೊದಲ place ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it will lead to choking. Hence they will place first coarse screen and then they will place the fine screen. As it is very fine, or as the aperture dimension is very fine, then frequent cleaning is needed here. Okay, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ frequent choking ಆಕೈತಿ, ಅದರದಿಂದ frequent cleaning is needed here. So this is all the story of your screening. So next we will study about aeration. So aeration, aero. So here the water is brought in intimate contact with the air. So ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು ವಾಟರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಫೌಂಟೇನ್ ಗತೆ ನೀರು ಹರಿತಿರ್ತೈತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So that is what is the aeration process. So they try allowing air as much as possible in the water. Now why this aeration is needed? ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು why it is needed? So first thing is to remove the undesirable gases. So undesirable gases ಅಂದರೆ ಏನ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡು, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಸಲ್ಫೈಡು. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, decomposition happens, because of which the microorganisms will release carbon dioxide, so which will be in the water, as well as this hydrogen sulfide smell is very very bad. It gives in fact rotten egg smell. Okay, so other sambandha all these smell and all should be removed from the water. So when you carry out aeration, this will be removed. Oxidation of oils and liquids. So what is the meaning of this? So ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ certain oil ಇದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, certain liquids are there, again those will be removed completely, and all these oils and liquids are liberated by certain aquatic plants. And removal of certain volatile liquids. Volatile liquids ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ, certain phenols or humic acids ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ. So all these can be removed, and along with this we try removing the salts of iron as well as manganese. So deferrization ಅಂದಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. So if the iron content is more than 0.1 milligram per liter, then that will lead to coloring problem. And same way manganese also, if it crosses certain value, that also leads to the coloring problem. So hence we have to remove all this. So all this can be easily removed from this aeration process. So now how this aeration is done? By these four methods. One is by spray nozzle method, second one is by cascade aeration, third one is straight over, and fourth one is by diffused air method. So spray nozzle method andre ಏನು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ವಾಟರ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೈತಿ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಫೌಂಟೇನ್ ಗತೆ ಕಾರಂಜಿ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು, just the water will be spraying like this. So because of this, what will happen, why actually they do this is, they try breaking the water into very very fine layers and fine particles and molecules, so that the air can enter very much easily. So this is called as spray nozzle method. So e spray nozzle method dintra it removes, okay, 90% of the carbon dioxide as well as 99% of the hydrogen sulfide from this. Second method is cascade aeration. Cascade andre na nimdu kattigate irati, the water will flow from the steps like this. So this is called as cascade aeration. It can be either circular or it can be straight. So steps gate irati ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬೆಳ್ಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತೈತಿ. So from this 22 to 45% of the carbon dioxide is removed and 35% of the H2S is removed. So from this what you can understand, efficiency of this cascade aeration is less than that of your spray nozzle method. So ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, sometimes they will place here alum blocks, so that whatever the fine particles are there, they will form as a flakes, and when the water, ಈ process ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ the water will enter into the sedimentation tank. So quick sedimentation ಆಗಬೇಕಂತಂದ they will place here alum bricks. Okay, sometimes, not always, if the turbidity is too high then they will place it. The third method in this aeration is tray tower. So tray tower, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ಕಾಣಕತ್ತವು, and these are the towers. So ಇಲ್ಲೇ what will do is, they will allow the water to enter from the bottom, and from here the water will fall. The same water will fall in the next tower, next tower, next tower like this. So because of which the proper aeration can be done, and from this method iron and manganese can be removed easily. And this is also very much efficient for removal of the carbon dioxide. And the last method in this aeration is diffused air method. So what actually they do in this diffused air? So here a tank will be there, so wherein they will diffuse air into that, or you can say oxygen into this, so that whatever the organic matter is there, that gets completely oxidized in this. So we are talking about practically, theoretically ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನೋ ಈಸಿ ಅನಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಓಕೆ ಇದೇನು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಒಳಗತ್ತಂದ, but practically if you say, we are talking about millions of liters of water per day which has to be treated. So allowing this much quantity of the oxygen is very much practically impossible, hence it is very much expensive. So usually we don't go for this diffused air. So as you are directly allowing the pure oxygen into this, it is 100% efficient. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, among all these four methods which is more efficient? So diffused air is more efficient, but practically if you say, this is impossible. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಬಹುದಂದ್ರೆ, so which is the more effective method for removal of the hydrogen sulfide, or from which method 22 to 45% of the carbon dioxide is removed, or which will give you like 99% efficiency for hydrogen sulfide. So ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಯಾರ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. Okay, so the next process is sedimentation. I think for demo this is more than enough. All the very best. See you soon in the live class.